everyone. So I am going to be starting a new reading vlog for my Patreon. Now, this is not the best lighting in here. I'm actually in my stepson's room because he does a program every day. So right now he's at his program. And I have people who are home. I have 2 children who had complained about stomach aches, so I picked them up from school. So I got one in the living room, one in her room, my husband's in our room, so I'm like, this is the only room that's free. So I wanted to start a new reading vlog for Patreon, but I don't know what I want to pick up. I'm thinking of reading some more. I've been picking up Noelle Adams lately. She is Claire Kent. They're both the same author. And I ended up buying some books of hers that are special editions that she had on her website. I decided to order these ones. There were some other ones that were on Claire Kent because she has 2 websites. And I was like, nah, I didn't want to buy the other ones. I just figured I'd buy these. So I'm opening them up because these ones are the special edition ones. And so I got this one here. Ooh, it's got a bookmark. Cool. So this one here, you can see it's shiny. So this one's A Negotiated Marriage. I believe this one here, a lot of people liked this one. So I think that's why she ended up making this one special edition. So we got that. And here's the inside of it. That's really pretty, you know. And so it says, much love, Noelle Adams. So I thought that was cool. I didn't want to put my name on it and stuff like that, so I just had it unsigned, but she, you know, put her signature on it. So on the back it says, this wasn't supposed to be part of their deal. So I think that's really cool. And then here's the bookmark I got from it. So that's cool. So it says, love in a broken world. That's, I think, her tagline for a lot of her books, Noelle Adams books, is that. So I got that book right there. I still need to read this one, but I'm going to read it on Kindle, and then I'll go in and put my little marks in, you know, of like the parts I liked in the book. So the second one that I haven't opened yet, this one is Salvation. Ooh, I like this. This is kind of cool. I like it's got like you can feel, you know, it's got like this, whatever the heck it is. That's cool. Yeah, you can't feel it, but you could see it. It's got like these marks in it. So on the back it says, it didn't really take that long for the bottom to fall out of the world. So it's still got that same feel to it. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's really nice. So Salvation. Yeah, so she even says that love in a broken world, Noelle Adams. It's got a pretty, you know, on the inside. But yeah, I was like, I'm going to pick it up because this one here, I guess, got like a lot of good ratings for her. So that's another one why she decided to do special edition. And I try to help out the author. That's why I decided to purchase, you know, the special edition copies. So, and then there's this one here, this last one I picked up from her. So, but yeah, I'm going to read these ones. I haven't read yet. That's why I'll just read them on Kindle. And then she gets, you know, she'll get the page reads. She'll get money for that. And she got money from me picking up her special editions. So, but yeah, I really love Claire Kent with all of her books. So I was like, well, I'm going to go and support her for her Noelle Adams as well. So this one here is Counted. Shiny. And on the back it says, they make a deal to get married for the last 3 months of his life. So obviously I'm assuming the man was diagnosed with something, you know. So that's kind of cool. He probably was diagnosed maybe with cancer or something like that. Who knows? It says, yeah, Love in a Broken World, Noelle Adams. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, I didn't want to go and have her sign my name on it, because sometimes I have gotten rid of books that have been autographed and stuff like that with my name on them. So I figured it's better just to have the author's name and not my own, you know, not my name on there too. So, but yeah, I figured what I'm going to do is I'll probably go and end up just, you know, taking these books here that I ended up picking up. I'm probably just going to go and I'll find these on Kindle and I'll just decide to read them and then tell you what I think about them. But yeah, I decided to do that. And yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to do for like this month's vlog. So I'm like, well, you know, I'm like, I've been reading, like really kind of delving into Noelle Adams lately and delving into her books and kind of like wanting to go down the rabbit hole of her, because she's got a lot of books. And, you know, while I'm waiting for, you know, her Claire Kent line, you know, while I'm waiting for her books from there to go, because she has like one that's coming out in October. That's a part of like that, I believe it's a part of that new series. I think it's the one, I think it's, what's it called again? I forget, but it's a part of that new series that she has been writing, where it's connected with her previous series. And then she has another series that she's going to be starting, and that one's going to be coming in next year, I think February of next year, I think. And I definitely want to read that one, because that one is supposed to be taking place in the wild. Like if you've read the Kindle series, you know that they would talk about the wild. So that one there is going to be the wild. So yeah, I figured that's probably what I'll do now that I got these ones here, you know, in the mail. I'm going to want to put my little, you know, my little tabs in of the books that I ended up getting. Oh, I did get, I did order another book of hers that was a part of her Loft series, and I did pick that one up too, by Noelle Adams. I really liked the first book in that series. I gave it a 4, and I loved that third book. That third book I really loved. Oh, it's dogs. I thought somebody was screaming. But no, I could hear dogs in the background. But yeah, I you know, figured let me do this since I didn't know what to do for a vlog, you know, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I'll update you all later when when I decide like which is the first one I want to read. Like, do I want to read the negotiated marriage? Do I want to read Salvation? Or do I want to read Counted first? I guess maybe it all depends on, maybe I'll go with publication date. Like this one here came out in 2013. This one was 2014. And this one here looks like it's a newer one. So maybe I'll go with this one first. A Negotiated Marriage, because I'm curious how it's going to be, you know? All her books, though, are really, I don't know, I just really like all of her books. They have really interesting storylines. Like, none of her stuff, like, seems formulaic. Like, some authors, they kind of give you very formulaic stories, and after a while, you kind of get bored with their writing. Like T.L. Swan definitely hits that formulaic writing. That's how I feel with her. And there's a few other ones where I feel like they're very formulaic with their writing, you know? Like after a while they get, their writing gets like kind of boring, you know? So with her, with Claire Kent Noelle Adams, I don't feel like her books are ever boring. Like maybe like a book, I'll start to read it and I'm like, man, I'm not really feeling this, you know, so maybe I'll DNF it and like, maybe I'll go back to it another time. But all her books are really interesting. They have interesting stories, you know, interesting storylines. My neighbors upstairs are doing the, you know, their carpet or whatever they're doing. Anyways, yeah, her stuff is all, she has very interesting storylines, you know. I love the characters, you know, I think she really does well with like her characters, developing them, you know, making them all different, you know, and not all like the same, you know. So yeah, anyways, I'll update you all later when I'm done with a negotiated marriage. When I'm done with that one there, I will update you and see what I think about it. So yeah, I will talk to you all later. Okay, update. So I had actually finished off Counted. I started this one first, and so on the back it says they make a deal to get married for the last 3 months of his life. Now, this character here, Jude, he's got money. He's basically an author, and his, you know, father has money and everything like that. So they obviously live in this really nice house and everything. And he believes that he's going to be dead within 3 months. He believes he had gotten basically the same thing that his mother had. His mother had a brain tumor. So he believes that he has the same brain tumor. I will just say, like, as this book progressed, I was like, this dude does not have a brain tumor. This guy has migraines. And so as I was reading it, I'm like, no, he's got migraines. And I'm like, I know how Claire Kent's gonna change the story around, you know, because all this time you have it to where he believes he's dying. And so a family friend that he's known for years, he asks her to marry him. This is like the second time he's asked her to marry him. Like, he asked her to marry him like a few years before, and it was mainly because, you know, when his mother had died, his mother had told him like, oh, she'd be so happy if he one day got married. And so he was basically asking her like, you know, do you want to marry me? And that was basically what it was. It's like he wanted to satisfy his mother's, you know, kind of last wishes. And so he asks her again, and he tells her it's only going to be a temporary thing because he's dying. And so Eve tells him, okay, you know, we'll get married. So they get married, and right away she's kind of like, well, you know, he is a good looking man, you know, maybe let's make it more of a, try to be as real of a marriage as we can. So they start, you know, having sex. And then as, you know, it progresses, they start feeling things for each other. Of course, like I said, it got to a point in here where I'm like, this man is not dying. If, you know, he got misdiagnosed, there's something else going on. This man has migraines. I'm like, this is not a brain tumor. Brain tumor, over time, what happens is your brain stops functioning the way it should. You know, the tumor starts affecting other things. Like it could affect your behavior. You start, like, you know, lashing out. You could start hallucinating and, you know, start saying things that just don't make any sense. You know, that type of thing. Brain tumors usually do that. They can function with your verbal where you can't speak anymore, that type of thing. And all he was really having was these really bad headaches where it would be very debilitating. And I know migraines are no joke, man. They are very debilitating. I've gotten a couple over the years myself. My mom used to suffer with migraines a lot. But for me, I've only gotten maybe like 2 or 3 in my life. And yeah, it sucks. Like, the light affects you. You have to turn the lights off. You have to, like, no sound and just kind of sit there until the migraine goes away, because it can be very debilitating. And it can leave you with nausea, what he was getting, nausea. But, you know, bottom line is he has migraines. So it wasn't until like toward the end of the book where Eve was like, is there any way you could just go back in and see if maybe they give you a different timeline, because she was even telling him, like, there are signs here of that show me that if you do have a brain tumor, it's not as bad as they're making it sound, because she's like, you would start to have other things that would be happening to you to show like more deterioration. Like, she's the one that told him this. And he finally was like, okay, yeah, I'll go in. And then they find out one of the doctor's employees fucked up and messed up his scan with the mother's scan. And so that's why they believed he had a brain tumor too. So the employee, whoever was the nurse or whatever, got fired from the doctor's office. And the doctor had told Jude, if you feel the need to sue, I completely understand. You know, he's like, I completely understand if you want to sue. We fired this person and, you know, we fixed the mistake. And they basically told him, you're fine. You're obviously just having migraines, which we can work on that. And it was, you know, from there. And so for me, I'm like, I did like the book, but I will say Jude did frustrate me at times, because it's like, look, brain tumors is not an inherited thing, you know? Like, you don't inherit it from your family members, you know? So to me, I was like, why would you automatically assume that you have a brain tumor? And then it gets, you know, and then all the stuff got mixed up. I would literally say, you know what? Let me go to 2 or 3 doctors just to confirm it. You always want to go and at least get a second or third opinion from doctors, because sometimes doctors make mistakes. Files mess up all the time. The system is human error all the time. So I would have at least went to 2 or 3 doctors to make sure that this is what, you know, you had, right? And he didn't do that. And I was like, dude, I was so frustrated with him at times, because I'm like, you go and you fall for Eve, you love her, you want to be with her. Why would you be that stubborn to just rip up this paperwork that you're receiving from the doctor? Because he was receiving paperwork, and the paperwork was basically telling him, hey, you don't have a, you know, we messed up this, you know, you don't have a brain tumor. And he just kept ripping up the papers. And I was like, no, read all your damn papers, you know, just read it. Even if you know the truth, you know, even if you know the truth, just read the paperwork. You never know. So yeah, that frustrated me with his character. But otherwise, I did like the book. You know, I did really like the book. So the next book, I think it's A Negotiated Marriage. I think that's the next one I'm going to read, is that one. And then the third book I'll read is Salvation, because I have a feeling that one's going to be like very emotional. So I think I'm going to leave that one to last. So, but yeah, that's the update that I have so far for this one here. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. Like I said, I did have frustration with his character. With his character, I really did. Because as the book was progressing, I was like, dude, you got migraines. You got migraines. You have migraines. You don't have a tumor. Yeah. He did frustrate me at times. But otherwise, I still enjoyed the book. It still was good. And I liked the character of Eve. And I liked how caring she was, and how, like, you know, supportive she was of him. And, you know, especially when he was having really debilitating, like, migraines, she was helping him, because he was getting sick. He was throwing up. He was, like, really in a bad spot where, like, at least 2 or 3 days he was having this migraine. So you have to know, like, there's obviously certain triggers that can kind of, like, you know, that can trigger a migraine for you. So you have to really kind of, like, I'd say one of the things you have to do is, if you do frequently get migraines, you should write down like a daily vlog, like every day, what you eat, what you drink, and all that stuff. It could be something that could be just food that is triggering a migraine. Like for him, it was red wine. So they try to avoid red wine, coffee, not a lot of caffeine, because too much caffeine can affect you. So he was trying to avoid like caffeine and drink more like water throughout the day and all that stuff, you know, when he wrote his books. So they were trying to, at the end, they were trying to find like what is causing these triggers, you know, and it was really helping him with his migraines at the end. So yeah, that one there, you know, like I said, it was good. I did like it. I didn't love it, but I did like it. But yeah, I'll decide. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Negotiated Marriage or whatever it's called. That one's only 4 hours long. So this one, it's not as thick as this one here. It's not as thick as this. This one here is a little thicker. This one here was, I did feel like this book was a little bit, it's only like 200 some pages. It's not even 300 pages. But I did feel like this did feel a little bit long. Like in some parts, it felt like it kind of stretched out a little bit. It felt like very slower paced in some areas, you know, because it's very much like day-to-day life and them basically doing like this bucket list for him, you know, getting married and all that stuff. And the other thing I thought was really sweet in here, like they ended up redoing these bucket lists of like for them, like after he finds out like he's not gonna die and everything like that. And one of the things on the bucket list was have a baby, you know, so that was sweet. And then like at the end, like the very end, they find out that she's pregnant and they're, you know, he's all happy because he's gonna be a dad. And so like that's another thing for him. And it's like him finding out like he's not gonna die. So it's like that shock of like, oh my God, I have hope again, you know, that I'm going to live. So yeah, I thought that was very sweet. At the end was like, they're going to have a baby, you know? So I was like, I like babies. So I like, you know, hearing about, you know, the characters like, oh, they're going to have a baby, you know, they're going to be parents. I thought it's really sweet. I like those types of stories, you know, and not everybody likes it. I totally get it. But for me, I like babies. I like kids. So I like seeing that in like romance novels and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, it was sweet. I like the fact that, you know, that the longer they were around each other, the more they felt things for each other, you know? Yeah, I did like it. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the next one. When I get done with that one, hopefully it'll be a little quicker because I realize like I am running out of time when it comes to this vlog and when it comes to my other vlog that I'm going to be doing. I'm running out of time because by next week I was wanting to post these videos, but I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to post next week. I don't think I'm going to, you know, be done with those books, you know? Same thing with I'm going to be doing my Mercy Thompson series vlog for the channel. And I don't know if I'm going to have the time. I mean, it is an audiobook, so I do get through those faster. So I might just make it for that vlog. But I think this vlog here, you know, because I am physically reading these books, I might be pushing this vlog back like a week because I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time to be able to finish. Because I mean, we're talking today's Monday. If I start the book today, I don't know how many days it's going to take me because it all depends on like how fast paced the book is. If it's fast paced, if it's slow paced. If it's slow paced, it kind of like is, you know, kind of takes you a bit longer. At least for me, it takes a little bit longer to get through a book. So I don't know. I may end up pushing this vlog back another week and go from there. So we'll see. I may have to push it back to like toward the end of the month, you know, and do it like that because time has gotten away from me. I will say I should have started this vlog earlier, but I don't know what I would have read because like I said, I was like, I don't know, what do I want to read next, you know? But yeah, anyways, I'll update you all later when I'm done with the next book. Okay, update. So, one thing I'm going to address, if you have been seeing me lately wearing a lot of hats, it's because I feel very like insecure with my hair right now because my hair is going through a transition where I've hit perimenopause, so it's causing a lot of my hair to like really get thinner. So I'm gonna start taking, I was taking before collagen, and collagen is supposed to really be good for your hair, like hair growth, help with your, you know, your hair and everything, nail, skin, and all that stuff. It's supposed to be really good. And since I've reached, you know, perimenopause and all that stuff, and plus I'm also like in my mid 40s, you know, your hair starts to kind of like come out in clumps. So I've been getting that lately where my hair is coming out in clumps. And so that's obviously not a good thing. And so it's made me very insecure about my hair. Like if you see my hair when it starts to get dirty, you'll see like, you could see my scalp and stuff like that. So that's the one thing that I'm going to start doing every day again, is start drinking, putting collagen in my tea and stuff and drinking that. And hopefully that will kind of like help bring a little bit more life back to my hair. So yeah, if you see me in a lot of hats, that's what it is. I'm really insecure about my hair. As soon as it starts getting like dirty, you know, I like to put a hat on and all that stuff, because my hair just looks, you know, it looks crappy. And then also, like I said, it just looks very thin, and it makes me very insecure about my hair. So, so that's what I've been doing lately, is wearing a lot of hats. But like I said, I really want to start taking the collagen again. I buy this powdered stuff, and it's like, you know, big powder, and it's a vital proteins and all that stuff. So that it gives you a protein and it gives you collagen. And so that will kind of really kind of help bring a little bit life to your hair. I know when I was doing it before, my hair was falling out less in the shower. And also I noticed that I was getting some baby hairs coming in and all that stuff. I was getting some hair growth. So I'm gonna end up doing that again. I stopped taking it for a while, and I'm like, I need to retake it again, because I do feel like it did help with my hair. So yeah, even women, you know, even we can feel very insecure about our hair. I wish like there was a person who I used to watch, and she had beautiful thick hair, and I'm so envious. I wish I had, you know, her hair. You know, I really would love thicker hair. I've always had very, very thin hair, very fine hair, not thick at all. So it just, you know, now it's like, it's even worse, you know. But anyways, yeah, it's an insecurity of mine. I really wish that my hair would be, you know, thicker, and I'd feel more confident, you know. Anyways, update this. I haven't updated in a little while from the last time I updated. I was going to start getting into this book here, A Negotiated Marriage. I actually got 2 chapters in, and then I got distracted with another book. I was going through books that I currently have that are paperbacks, and I was reading like a couple of chapters and kind of going through them. I was actually going to make a vlog in May for a missing vlog, because I ended up skipping over my Mercy Thompson vlog because I really didn't feel like listening to an audiobook. So if you're watching this now, I already had stated in my Patreon that I was going to end up skipping over a Patreon vlog for May, because I've been so like distracted and just not in, you know, not in my head lately. I've been really kind of like squirrel, you know, like, and so I've been really distracted this month, and it's been more difficult for me to read. So when I was going through paperbacks to see like, do I still want to keep this, or do I want to go and like unhaul it, I ended up picking up this one, and I read a couple of chapters, and it actually intrigued me enough to where I wanted to just finish it. So I've been reading this one here, and I'm almost done with it. I'll say, as it is, I don't think I'm going to give this a 5-star. It's definitely not a 5-star. I'd say it's probably more like a 3.5, maybe 4. But I'm really thinking like 3.5. It's okay, but the heroine annoys me. The heroine annoys me. So we have the characters here where this Wilder, it's his last name. So his name is Paxton Wilder. He's like one of these X Games participants where he has this like group that he has that are called the Renegades, and they're like, you know, early 20s around there. They're obviously in college, and he told his father, because, you know, his father obviously has money. I mean, his father has his own yacht. They have money. So his father basically told him, like, if you want to do this X Games stuff, continue to do it, you need to go to college. You need to graduate from college. So he's right now on a cruise to do this X Games stuff, and he ends up, I'd say, sort of hiring, but he's not paying her. He's basically paying her way where she has a free room, where she had gotten the scholarship, and then she was joining this school cruise. And I'm like, man, that must be nice to be on a cruise for like 9 months, and you're, it's doing a school thing. So she's a part of this school program where she has to obviously keep up her scholarship. So he ends up having her be his tutor. And of course, while they're on the ship, I like the whole forced proximity thing. While they're on the ship, they fall for each other. The thing I don't like about this book is the fact that it definitely is more lust-based. It's not, I don't feel the love between the characters. I definitely feel the lust. I definitely feel lust with them. Like right around here is where around they finally had sex with each other. So it's not like it's like they're banging it out like early on. But I do feel like it's definitely more lust than it is, love. I definitely feel that. And the heroine does annoy me a bit, because she has like this traumatic past. Like a couple years ago, she had gotten into this car accident with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend died. He had basically gotten impaled by this tree, and they were over on a cliff, and she managed to get out, but she had obviously, her legs got burned a bit and all that stuff, and she was basically hanging on for dear life on this cliff for like 2 days, and she ended up getting saved, and of course they recovered his body, but he of course had perished. So she's dealing with that trauma, and so she didn't want to go and tell him for a while. He had to learn it online on the internet, and then she gets upset with him because he learned it on the internet. And I'm like, he wants to know you, and you don't tell him anything about yourself. He's going to learn it some other way, So to me, it's like, if you like him, you want to have a relationship with him, you need to be honest and tell about your past. No matter how traumatic it is, you have to tell this person. If you want to be intimate with them, you want to get to know them on a deeper level, then you need to explain your situations, explain what happened, So she frustrates me as a character. And then also, like, I had kind of skipped ahead, because if I'm reading, which I'm not reading this physically, because I started reading it physically, but I have a really bad habit of reading ahead. I will skim ahead. This is why a lot of times I read ebooks, because I don't skim ahead with the ebook. If I have a physical book, I will spoil myself all the time. All the time I will spoil myself. So I've been reading it on my Kindle. Here's my stickers. There's my stickers for my Kindle. But I've been reading it on my Kindle. And I'm like 63% in. And so, of course, they're traveling around to different ports, different areas. And I had skipped ahead, and I'm like, he's holding a secret. He has a secret that he hasn't told her yet. And that's going to cause the like third act breakup, third act complication. And so I'm like, okay, he's obviously holding secrets from her, not being truthful with her, which, okay, he's just as bad as her, not explaining right away, his intentions for her. So like I said, this one here I feel like is okay. I do want to read the second book, though. It's a series. I do want to read the second book. So we're going to go from there. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want to finish this up. I'm at the point where I just want to finish off this book, right? And once I'm done with that, I'm going to go back into a negotiated marriage. Now with this one here, we have these characters where the book starts out where they're already married. This couple's already married, and you end up finding out the reason why they're married is because of his job. Has to do with his job, and he didn't want to be constantly like harassed by women and all that stuff. He still wanted to be able to have like little flings on the side, like obviously professional women, you know what I mean? Obviously professional women. But now they've been married for like a year, I think, and he wants to negotiate their marriage contract. And so now he's basically telling her he does want to have sex, change his sexual situation, but he wants to have sex with her. So I'm like, okay. So like I said, I was getting into it, but then I was like, you know what? I wasn't really feeling it at the time. But now I'm like, you know what? I can go back to it. I can go back to it. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's the current of what the issue is with this, is now he wants to negotiate them being sexual with each other. So yeah, I'm going to go back to that and continue on with the vlog. And then when I'm done with that, I'll go into the other book that I had talked about I wanted to go into. But yeah, I really want to finish this up. I don't want to keep this. I know for sure I don't think I'm going to reread this book again. So I don't think I'm going to keep it. It's fine. Like I said, it's fine. I don't think, though, Rebecca Yarros, I don't think that I'm a big fan of her writing. You know, because like I said, I do feel like the book is more lust-based than it is like, where's the yearning? I want to feel the yearning. I want to feel the passion, you know, with these characters, you know, and I'm not really feeling it with this. It feels very hollow. Like, I don't really feel anything when I read the book, you know, like normally when I read a romance, there comes a part where you can feel the yearning, the build up of the relationship with the characters. You can feel it, you know, within you. This is why I read romance, because I love seeing that happily ever after. I love seeing this couple overcome these obstacles to get their happily ever after. You know, this is why I like romance. And so with this, it feels very kind of hollow to me. Like it's very shallow. Like when they had sex, it very much was like, oh, let me get you off. And it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously when you're intimate with somebody, you want to have pleasure, right? Of course, you want to have pleasure, but also it's about here. It's what's inside that matters too. Like you could have good sex with somebody, but if there's no feeling behind it, it's cheap. You know, it's like fast food. You know, like it fills you up for the minute. You know, it's almost like eating Chinese food. You know, it fills you up for the minute, but an hour later you're not satisfied. You know, you're hungry again. So it's basically what it is. It's like you don't feel fulfilled. You know, like there's a difference between like having sex with somebody versus like making love. You know, and all that stuff, and having that that intimacy. You know, there is an intimacy when you love this person, you know, there is that. So I really don't feel it with these characters. It feels very, like I said, lust-based. And so I want to have that feeling. And I've been, a lot of romances lately just have not been hitting it for me. And in this book here came out in like, what year did this come out in? Let me see, what year is this? Does it have a year? Okay, this here says it came out last year. Yeah, this came out last year. So like I said, we've reached the status when it comes to like romances where a lot of them just feel very like one-dimensional and hollow. That's the only thing I can come up with. And I want more, you know, oomph, you know? I want more oomph in my romance, and I just don't feel that. So with this one here, like I said, it's fine. It's not bad, but it's not great either. You know, it's kind of like I'm in the middle. Like now, like I said, now I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want to get through the rest of the book. You know, I'm like, I'm this far. I just want to finish it up so I can delve into this, because I do feel like Noelle Adams / Claire Kent, she has a way of bringing the feels, bringing the emotions in, and she doesn't have to do it. It doesn't take, it's not that difficult, I'll say, like, you know, for her, maybe as a writer, obviously, you know, because I'm not an author, but it's almost so simple the way she does it, you know, and that's why I think I like her so much as an author, because she brings these feel, you know, right away, these characters have these feelings, you know, have these, you know, they're looking for more, you know, they want more than just sex, you know, they want connection. She has a way of connecting you to these stories, you know, and that's the thing I like about her as an author, is that she has a way of connecting you, really bringing you into the story, you know, where some authors, they don't hit it, you know, like they don't bring that connection in. So I think that's what I'm having lately, is that it feels very one note, very one-dimensional type of world building, and I want the full picture. I want the full thing. I want to be able to immerse myself into the story, and I haven't been feeling that lately. Is that immersion? You know, the immersion is very much like gone, you know, in a lot of books lately, and I very much feel that, you know. I don't know if anybody else has been feeling that, but I've very much been feeling that lately. And it's been, you know, I've been trying to like, oh, maybe I'll check out like another different genre. Maybe that'll kind of like, you know, get me into, you know, different stuff. But yeah, lately I've been getting like a lot of duds, a lot of like stuff where I'm like, the book is okay, but it's like, it needs like something more, you know? It's like, making food for yourself, and you're like, there's something missing, like maybe a seasoning or whatever it is, that when you add to a meat or whatever it is, it just pops, you know. That's basically what it is, where I'm like, there's something missing in the story, and I don't know, like maybe I couldn't put my finger on it. But this here, it's like I said, I very much feel like it's very much lust based, you know, and I want to feel that passion. I want to feel the yearning, you know, all that stuff, you know. But anyways, that's what I have so far for this update. So when I get through with this, when I get through with this and I start getting into, maybe I'm like halfway through, I'll update again, and then I'll do one more update. I'll probably maybe do 2 more updates, you know, and that'll be it, for this vlog. Or no, probably more 3 more updates, because I still need to read that other book. So this might be a longer vlog than I anticipated, but you know what? Whatever. So be it. But yeah, that's what I have so far. So I will update you later when I get done with that book, and then I'm about maybe like halfway through, or maybe when I get done with the other book, I'll update as well. I'll see how my mood is, but yeah, I'll talk to you later. Okay, quick update. My stepson's going to be coming home pretty soon, and I'm using his room right now to do an update on this. I gave up on this book. It was like, I was mostly like done with it. Maybe I only had like a couple hours left in the book, and I'm just like, I'm so bored. I just got so bored, because I'm like, they're already a couple. They're already like admitting to their feelings, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, what happens? Like, I wasn't feeling the love, you know? I'm like, I'm not feeling the love with this. It's more lust-based, you know? And someone was trying to, like, sabotage him, and there's a couple of times that she's kind of like gotten injured because, you know, she's surrounded by him, and I'm just like, figure out who the fuck is sabotaging you. It's like, you know this. You know someone's sabotaging you. So it's like, why is it taking you that long to figure out who the fuck it is, you know? And so I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't care. I do want to read the second one just to see if it's any better, you know, for the series. But right now I'm just like, no. So I ended up DNFing this, and I'm like, no, I want to write my review for it, you know, and say like, if I did finish the book, I would have gave it like 3 stars, because it's fine. But I'm like, I don't know. I got bored, and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't fucking care anymore. I don't give a shit. I'm done with this. And so I went and I DNF'd it in the car. I DNF'd it, and I was like, I'm done. So I went and picked this one back up again, and I'm already like, I'm enjoying it. I'm already enjoying it, because I do think Noelle Adams / Claire Kent is a better writer than Rebecca Yarros. She's a better writer. She knows how to implement feelings. Even like this here, it's like these two got married for like, it was like a marriage of convenience. But even then, it's like you can see that they're attracted to each other. Like even if it's not, you know, like it's not a lust thing. Like it's not a lust thing. Like they like each other, like as friends, you know, like they're friendly with each other, they live with each other, they actually like each other, you know? So it's not just like a lust thing. And I'm just like, I'm tired of picking up romances, and it just feels all lust-based, and I don't feel actual feeling, you know? So I'm enjoying this so far. So I'll update you all later when, you know, I'm finished with this. I think once I'm done with this, it'll be done. I'll be done with the vlog. I won't bother with the other one. I'm just going to do that because I got distracted with like this fucking book, you know? So yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll do like one more update when I'm finished with this, and then that'll be it. Okay, so last update. So I finished this book off here. Now with this one here, I did like it. I'll say there was I had frustrations with the heroine sometimes, because, you know, they have been married. I had said like they were married for a year, but I'm like, no, they actually were married for 3 years. So he had like proposed this, you know, negotiation, you know, like a contract, so that way they would get married, because he works a lot, and within his job, you know, it's better just if he has a wife who he could take to like social functions and work dinners and things like that, you know, stuff like that. So I figured it'd be better to do that. Meanwhile, she's still kind of hung up on her ex. Like her one ex, his name was like Baron, but everybody called him James. And she's still kind of like hung up on him. And I'm like, girl, it's been 4 fucking years, okay? It's been 4 years since this dude didn't want to be with you, right? Or he didn't want more. Like, I guess what they had was a friends with benefits type of thing. And it's like, look, whenever you go into a friends with benefits type of thing, always expect that the guy is just looking for sex. That's it. If you start developing feelings, let the person know. You know, like, hey, I'm starting to develop feelings. If you don't feel the same way as me, we should probably end it, you know? Just do it like that, you know? Just so much easier just to do it like that. Because if he's not feeling feelings for you, it's a one-sided thing. So she, you know, still has feelings for this Baron dude. And then he was having her work for him to do this like job. And so she ends up like working for him. And meanwhile, Luke goes to like that city where she was going to be in, and he sees her, and you can tell like he is jealous of this Baron guy, because he's like, hey, he knows they were together, and you could tell Luke's like jealous. You could tell this man's jealous. And yet she was like totally clueless on Luke's feelings. And I'm like, girl, you can't tell by the look on his face, the way his body language is, this man's totally jealous. He does not want you being back with Baron. You know, he's like, hey, this is my wife. You know, he's like, he doesn't want to like he doesn't want to be that type of person where he wants to confront Baron and say, hey, fuck off and leave my wife alone, you know, type of thing. He's obviously not that type, you know, he's very kind of like, obviously more reserved. So it's like, girl, you can tell, like, Luke was in love with her, you know, and the more time they spend together, the more they had feelings for each other. Like, there was a scene where she had taken off her rings because she took her rings off to go and like shower, and he never has taken off his ring. He takes a shower with his ring on. So whenever, like, he saw her with her rings off, and it like upset him to where he went and found her rings and put the rings back on her finger. And you're like, that's a sign right there. This man is in love with you. Because it's like, what man, like, if this man had no feelings for you, why would it matter with the rings, right? Why would it matter? Why would it matter? You know, this man's in love with you. How the fuck can you not tell? This girl was fucking oblivious, okay? She was totally oblivious. And I was like, how can you not tell? And then there was like this other scene where, you know, like, Luke got upset and he's going up to her, and there's like this scene where he was having like his hand like on her back area and it was going toward her ass, and I was like, come on, Luke likes you more than just a booty call. It's more stuff, you know. There was subtle things he was showing her, and it's like, how can you not tell, honey? Like, this man doesn't know how to express his feelings. Like, he's a strong silent type. He doesn't know how to express himself. So it's like, this is where you go and show him, you know, basically trying to show him how to express himself, you know. But I did like at the end where he was like telling her, I have to like be able to express myself better with you, and you know, because she just was like totally oblivious. I did like the book. I gave it 4 stars, but I didn't love it because, like I said, oh my god, that girl was so oblivious. And I'm like, how can you not tell this man's in love with you? You know, how can you not tell? So this one here, I will end up reading it. I don't think I'm gonna get to it this month though. We'll see. It depends on my mood. If I'll jump back in. Right now I decided to go and read I think it's like a fantasy. It's like a fantasy type of romance with like fae, like this guy who's a fae or something. But yeah, I decided to go into some other stuff, you know. I'm getting a little bored with contemporaries, so I want to jump into some like monster romances and other types of stuff, you know, and kind of see if anything, you know, if I can find any other books that I really like. Plus also I'm trying to write down a list of like monster romance books and different books that I like that are kind of like other things other than like regular relationships. So, but yeah, I will get to this book, but I probably won't read it until maybe like next month or so. So yeah, I will eventually get into that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this vlog here. I want to finish this up because I have to start a new vlog. I have to go and I have to do like one after the other, because I did not obviously do my vlog for my Mercy Thompson. So I have to delve into my Mercy Thompson books and just kind of like do one after the other, do like 7, 8, and 9 for, you know, my channel, and then do 10, 11, and 12 after that, just to kind of like get through some more of them, and get some vlogs done for that, because I really did not feel like listening to any audiobooks right now. So now I'm like, okay, I can listen to an audiobook. So that's what I plan on doing. But yeah, that's it for this Patreon vlog right here. Have yourself a good day. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I'll see you all on the next video.